Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. So it is official, Manchester United have signed Donny van de Beek from Ajax. He's our first signing of this summer transfer window and he's our fifth permanent signing under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. I think we have paid just over £34 million for him, but the fee could rise up to like 39 million with add-ons. I think add-ons are like 5 million euros. That equates to around 4.4 million in pounds sterling. Donny van de Beek has signed a 5-year contract with the football club. So that will keep him at Manchester United until 2025, and there's also an option of a further year. Donny van de Beek will travel to the UK after the Netherlands have played Poland on Friday. We have confirmed his shirt number. Donny van de Beek will be wearing the number 34 shirt. And Donny van de Beek is going to be the 13th Dutch player to play for Manchester United. Now, recently, Fabrizio Romano confirmed that Donny van de Beek to Manchester United was a done deal. And I knew there was a lot of trustworthy in it, when it was stemming from Fabrizio Romano, because he's a very reliable Italian journalist. Mohamed Bouafsi, he recently said that Donny van de Beek to Manchester United is a done deal. He also said this earlier on this week. But don't forget, he recently had his medical in the Netherlands ahead of his move to Manchester United. I'm very, very surprised that Manchester United have signed Donny van de Beek, because don't forget, Tottenham had made a late approach for him. Also, Barcelona were in for him and Real Madrid were in for him. Don't forget, it said earlier on this year that Real Madrid had reached an agreement to get Donny van de Beek for around £47 million. But I think it did put Manchester United fans into meltdown when obviously Donny van de Beek refused to play for Ajax in their pre-season game against Frankfurt. A few months ago, Edwin van der Sar did make an admission saying that Donny van de Beek would have been allowed to leave Ajax for a suitable fee. And obviously, before it was made official, Donny van de Beek had told Mark Overmars and Edwin van der Sar that he will not be playing for Ajax again. But he knows now, Donny van de Beek, that he has got expectations to exceed, coming to the Premier League. And I think he is going to exceed expectations. And I think he's going to complement Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba fantastically well. But he is a very, very good signing. Donny van de Beek was at Ajax for several years. He joined their youth setup in 2008. And he was in their youth setup for a good 7 years. And obviously, Donny van de Beek made his senior debut in 2015. For Ajax, he scored 41 goals in 175 appearances in all competitions. And he did still have a contract with Ajax until 2022. Now, don't forget, in the 2018-19 season, Ajax progressed to the Champions League semi-finals, and Donny van de Beek was key to that happening. They also won the domestic double in the 2018-19 season. But Ajax have let quite a few of their players go now. They've let Donny van de Beek go, they let Ziyech go to Chelsea back in February. They also let Frankie de Jong go to Barcelona last summer, and they also let Matthijs de Ligt go to Juventus last summer. Donny van de Beek is predominantly a box-to-box midfielder, and when he was at Ajax, he was primarily a number 6. I think he can also be deployed, though, as an attacking midfielder, but he is only the age of 23, so he's still very, very young, and he has got a lot of development in him. But he's a player that can keep the ball well, he can score goals, he can also create chances, his passing ability is also very, very good. But yeah, so that is Manchester United's first signing. of this summer transfer window. But it is the first piece of good news for Manchester United, because like I've said before, everything was going wrong prior to the news, about Donny van de Beek. Like I said, we had the incident with Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's recently been given extra time off. Reflects on his court case in Greece, and obviously, his arrest in Greece. Brandon Williams recently got injured. Don't forget, he said that Anwan Bissaka is likely to miss the start of pre-season training because he recently travelled to Dubai. Also, Paul Pogba, he recently got tested positive for coronavirus. Marcus Rashford, he recently sustained an ankle injury, so he's a doubt for England's games against Denmark and Iceland. And obviously it took us a while though to get our first signing on the board in this summer transfer window. But I've got to thank Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because it's revealed what convinced Donny van de Beek to sign for Man United, and it was Solskjaer, because he had a conversation with Solskjaer, was it last Friday, on the phone. So yeah, Solskjaer, did play a big part in us getting the player. But we know now we need more than Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek is a fantastic start for Manchester United, but I think now Solskjaer said he's looking to make another 3 signings now. And obviously, we're trying to get Dayot Upamecano from RB Leipzig. Now, I gave you the news on him earlier on today, didn't I? And it's said that he's confirmed that he's had talks with clubs that are interested in signing him. But he has broke silent on a transfer to Manchester United. Now, Christian Falk has spoken on this Dayot Upamecano saga, and he says that he says rumours linking him with a move to Man United are not true, so he believes that this is false. Now, a few clubs have been in for Dayot Upamecano. Obviously, Tottenham have been interested in him. Arsenal have been long admirers of the player. It'd be very beneficial if we could recommend him in, because I think he'd go well alongside Harry Maguire in our back line. We're in search for the centre-half, despite the fact that we have got 7 centre-halves in the team. We've got Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof that are our first choice centre-halves. You've got Bay and Tuanzebe that are our backup centre-halves. There's a lot of uncertainty regarding Bay's future. Lindelof's as well. There's a lot of uncertainty regarding his future. But I think Bay and Lindelof will remain at Man United this season. We've got Smalling and Rojo. They're likely to leave the football club. We've got Jones. He's also likely to leave the football club as well. Now, I think RB Leipzig are determined to sell Dayot Upamecano, but we will have to pay around 65 million euros for him. Now, that equates to around 58 million in pounds sterling. Now, Leipzig did recently say that, Dayot Upamecano is not for sale, because he recently signed a contract extension with Leipzig until 2023. This does include a release clause of 42 million euros, which equates to just over 37 million in pounds sterling. But that release clause cannot be triggered until next summer. Now, Dayot Upamecano spent a few years with Leipzig. Leipzig did pay around 10 million euros for him from Red Bull Salzburg back in 2017, but he is only the age of 21. As you all know, we've recently been interested in Thiago Alcantara from Bayern Munich. Now, it does mention that we have made contact with the player, and it did recently say that we have moved ahead of Liverpool in the race, because obviously, Liverpool have been emerged as the favourites. I'm very, very sceptical that Manchester United will sign Thiago, to be honest with you, because Fabrizio Romano reported out today that Liverpool are preparing to put a new bid in for him, but obviously Liverpool are reluctant to meet Bayern Munich's asking price, because they know that he's available on a free next year when his current contract expires. Bayern Munich have said that they want around £27 million for him. £27 million, cheap solution. Bayern Munich CEO Karl-Heinz Rummenigge did recently say that Bayern Munich are expecting a bid for Thiago Alcantara in the coming days. And he says Liverpool will only step up their interest if Gini Wijnaldum was to leave them in this summer transfer window. Now, Thiago's been a long servant at Bayern Munich. He's enjoyed around 7 years with them. Won around 16 major honours in total. Made around 150 appearances in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich did pay around 25 million euros for him from Barcelona back in 2013. His versatility is good, can play as a box-to-box midfielder, can play as an attacking midfielder, and I think he can also play as a holding midfielder. Now, as you all know, Jack Grealish, he still remains on our agenda. Don't forget, we're still looking to get Jadon Sancho on the board from Dortmund. I give you the news on Jadon Sancho recently, and it says that Man United are not giving up on Jadon Sancho unless Jadon Sancho publicly says that he wants to stay at Borussia Dortmund. We may have to wait until next summer to get Sancho because we've set our limit. Because, we're only willing to pay around 60 or 70 million pounds up front. And obviously Dortmund are looking for like 90 million pounds up front. But Dortmund's valuation is around 108 million pounds. But throughout the course of this Jadon Sancho transfer saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block. And we have recently been looking at a lot of alternatives to Sancho because there is much cheaper solutions than him. But yeah, summer transfer window has been open now for over 5 weeks. So there's still plenty of time for us, to get a few more signings in. Like I said though, there's some teams that have done very, very good recruitment so far. Chelsea have done very, very good business so far. Obviously, they brought players like Ziyech, Werner, Ben Chilwell, Malang Sarr, Thiago Silva, Havertz. I think now, obviously, they try to get Declan Rice on the board. You've got Man City. They've signed players like Ferran Torres and Nathan Ake. They now also try to get Messi. Tottenham, they recently signed Holberg, Deuter, and they got Joe Hart on a free. Liverpool, they recently signed Tsimikas from Olympiacos. Arsenal, they recently signed Gabriel Magalhaes and they got Willian on A3. So there has been some good signings made so far. But this summer transfer window is open until October. It really, really is. But I did say to you, didn't I, prior to this news about Donny van der Beek, I said that Manchester United were beginning to lose patience with the board. Obviously reflects on the lack of transfer activity and all of that. And I said to you, we have been critical of Woodward and the Glazers for several years. There's explanations behind it, obviously, reflecting how poor our recruitment policy's been for several years. And also with us overpaying for players. Because we have overpaid for players in recent years. But this summer transfer window could be completely different. We may not overpay for players. We haven't overpaid for Donny van der Beek. Like I said, we've got him just over 34 million. Could rise up to like 39 million, obviously, with add-ons included in that. So we might be more sensible with our recruitment in this summer transfer window. But like I said, Woodward's been at the club since 2012 and the Glazers have been at Manchester United since 2005. But Woodward did say, didn't he? He's determined to back Solskjaer in this summer transfer window and he's assured quite a few times that his job is safe. The Glazers also said that they're determined to back Solskjaer. I did say, didn't I, before Solskjaer may need some help in this summer transfer window to get all the players that he wants in. So I did say, reflect on that. Maybe we need to get a director of football in. I said, didn't I, if we was to get a director of football in, we need someone who knows the club well. Someone who's got that experience, and we have been in the process of trying to get a director of football in since the Jose Mourinho era, and Woodward's been keen on getting a director of football in. But you know what now? Now we've signed Van der Beek, maybe my perception's changed, and I trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer without a lot of help, to get, the players that we do want in. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. Like I said to you on my recent video that I did, I said to you how Manchester United can win the title under Solskjaer. And I said, we've got to make around 5 signings in this summer transfer window if we are to have any chances of winning the league this season. Probably minimum 3 if we're to challenge for the league. I said, obviously, we've got to get rid of players in this summer transfer window because he is still obviously, Deadwood at the football club. We're looking to get rid of obviously, Jesse Lingard, Andres Pereira. We're also looking to get rid of Chris Smalling, Rojo, Jones, Delors. Obviously, Sergio Romero's open to leaving the football club. When we sell players in this summer transfer window, we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. It's very imperative as well that we keep the players that we need at Manchester United. Like I said, we've got to keep Rashford at the club. We've got to keep Martial at the club because they've improved under Solskjaer. We've obviously got to keep Paul Pogba. We've got to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at Man United, which I think we are going to do. Like I've already said to you, I think Solskjaer needs to put Dean Henderson as number 1 this season because I think Dean Henderson is now reliable enough to become our number 1 goalkeeper because he's got that experience behind him. I think, there's still aspects of our game that have obviously got to improve as well. So these are the things that Manchester United do need to do. Gary Neville, he's been talking recently about, the new season ahead for Manchester United. And he says, Man United have got to make quick additions. He's obviously said about what we require in this summer transfer market. And yeah, so I don't think we'll make 5 signings in this summer transfer window, but I think we can make another 2 at least. But not long now anyway, is it? And until the season starts. Obviously, our first game is Crystal Palace on the 19th of September. That's a game Manchester United should be winning, and I presume in that game that Donny van de Beek will be making his debut for the club. Brighton is the second game, but within our first 7 games, like I've said to you, we've got Arsenal, we've got Chelsea, and we've also got Tottenham and Everton in that running. So it's not the easiest of starts for Manchester United, but it's very imperative that we do have a strong start to this season. It'd be very good as well if we could sign another player before we kicked off against Crystal Palace. But this season is a big test for Solskjaer because obviously, this season is going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second full season at the club. And this season will tell the story if Solskjaer is the right manager for Man United. Because obviously, last season was his first full season at the club. And last season, to be honest with you, I think Solskjaer did well. He exceeded most of his expectations. He got us qualification for the Champions League. He also got us third, and we progressed to 3 semi-finals. We obviously got to the FA Cup semi-final, we got to the Europa League semi-final, and we got to the EFL Cup semi-final. But at the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season and that. But I expect to see improvements this season. Like I've said to you, I have seen improvements under the Solskjaer era. Like I said, our recruitment's definitely improved under him. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Manchester United. I also think that Solskjaer's promoted the youth very, very well. But don't get me wrong, there's still improvements needed. But I think this season, Solskjaer knows that he's going to have bigger expectations to exceed. His expectations this season will be to get Man United challenging for the league. And I think another one of our expectations will be to win a trophy. In the entirety of our history, we have won 45 trophies. 38 of them trophies came under Ferguson. Like I said to you, the vast majority of our success came under Ferguson, didn't it? And I did say to you, didn't I, it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Ferguson did. But I still have a lot of trustworthy in Solskjaer. We've only won 3 trophies since Ferguson's retirement, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. You know what I mean? But we haven't won a major honour for over 3 years, and that's the first time this has happened in 31 years, and we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. And I think Solskjaer has been at the football club now around 20 months. But like I've said to you, the vast majority of his team's not Solskjaer. There's only 6 players that are his who he's brought in so far, and that's obviously James Bissaka, Maguire, Fernandes, Igalo, and of course now Donny van de Beek. Obviously, Solskjaer's inheriting a lot of players here from the Mourinho era. There's still a few players here from the Van Gaal era. Matter here from the David Moyes era. And there's still a few players here from the Alex Ferguson era. But the vast majority of his team is Jose Mourinho's. Like I said, under Solskjaer, we spent over £200 million. Under Mourinho, we spent around £400 million, or just under £400 million. Under Van Gaal, I think we spent, over £200 million. And under Moyes, we spent around £67 million. So we spent nearly £1 billion on players in the last 7 years, or something like that. So that is a hell of a lot of money. That is a hell of a lot of money. But Solskjaer, like I said, needs more time at Man United because it is a transition period, and it has been a transition period for a while. Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. We have sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and that was Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho and all of that. So we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. We have not won the Premier League title since 2013. So the last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. But we are the most successful team in Premier League history because we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier League titles and all of that. So that's really everything to update you with today, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.